This is sociopathic. This is not just morally abominable. Yeah. And I think people should be held to account. I think they should be prosecuted. The people behind these preventable deaths should be prosecuted when they leave office on January 20th. I mean, the two worst presidents of the last 100 years are the last two Republican presidents, the current one, Donald Trump, and George W. Bush, which speaks volumes about the modern Republican Party. And also, when you compare Trump and Bush, Bush killed hundreds of thousands of people abroad, brown and black people in faraway countries that we don't care about. Donald Trump killed hundreds of thousands of people or presided over the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people, preventable death, here at home in the United States of America. And that, for me, you talk about morally abominable. It's sociopathic. You mentioned earlier in the show the four words that will be the epitaph is we want more infections, we want more infected. What about who cares in those emails? That jumped out at me. This guy, Paul Alexander, writes, if we have more cases, more people infected, more positive tests, who cares? And you take who cares, you add it to Donald Trump's it is what it is, you add it to Jared Kushner's that's their problem when people in New York are dying. This is sociopathic. This is not just morally abominable. Yeah. And I think people should be held to account. I think they should be prosecuted. The people behind these preventable deaths should be prosecuted when they leave office on January 20th.
Do you believe we need a 9/11-style commission, the Iraq Study Group, Warren Committee, you name it, right? Great crises in America have gotten us important commissions to make sure we don't make the same mistakes again. Do we need this?
We may. And I think that that's something the new administration may need to take a look at.
And I agree with Clyburn that it is not enough for us just to issue subpoenas. We have to investigate and prosecute these people who are responsible for these reckless deaths. And we cannot forget about that when the next administration is sworn in and they are in charge of what happens next.
The denial, the delay, the distortion, the calling it a hoax has caused hundreds of thousands of deaths, not all of them attributed to President Trump, but most of them. They could have been avoided. So this is a matter of life and death, the lives of the American people and the livelihood of our economy and their economic security.
We did not get into this mess quickly. We're not going to get out of it quickly. It's going to take some time. But I'm absolutely convinced that in 100 days we can change the course of the disease and change life in America for the better. First, my first 100 days is going to require, I'm going to ask for a masking plan. Everyone for the first 100 days of my administration to wear a mask. It will start with my signing an order on day one to require masks where I can under the law, like federal buildings, interstate travel on planes, trains, and buses. I'll also be working with the governors and mayors to do the same in their states and their cities. We're going to require masks wherever possible,